What up?
Was it?
How y'all doing on Friday night? How are you doing, Monica?
I'm good. I'm tired just about thinking about having to drive tomorrow because it's like almost 6.5 hours to where I'm going.
6 hours south?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I might be able to meet you. Oh,
I'm
well,
not going down 35.
if I get my car out of the shop.
It's taking me over to Fort Worth and then down.
Oh, yeah. So you're going like that, almost like 71. What is it? It's like.
All I know is you go to Fort Worth and then go south.
Right.
Straight down.
Yeah.
I go through Junction. I think Junction is gorgeous. I remember driving through there in my 20s when I was driving back from California.
I actually have a story about Junction. Me and my buddy were going to El Paso, and we were cutting through Fredericksburg and went up through Junction, and it was like at 3 a.m, and we were elevated on some, let's say,
You were just elevated. You were getting
yeah,
a bird's eye view of the
psychiatric
world.
or something. Yeah. We were eating a bunch of acid and doing a bunch of coke. That's what it was. And his blazer broke down in the middle of Junction, like right outside of Junction. And we were like, all right, well, we'll just wait for somebody to come along. And it was just desert, like the most beautiful desert sky. And I'm like laying on the top of his blazer playing guitar. And I'm like, it's the most beautiful thing in the world.
I hope it was in the winter. Otherwise, that was a hot little
I don't
respite you took there.
Temperature wasn't a part of the
wasn't being recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't registering.
Yeah. And then we ended up we got a tow truck, and the next day they towed us back to Junction, and we're at this little bitty gas station, and they're like, it was a carburetor filter, I guess, or something like that. And they're like, it's gonna be like 4 days before we can get you a new one. And I was like, we sat around there for I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours or something. And I was like, to hell with this, man. I went and bought a can of carburetor cleaner, and I was like, get her going, blam, fired up. And I was like, don't take your foot off the throttle until we get back. We made it all the way back to Austin. Or we made it back to Austin, and we were coming through Bastrop. This is no BS. This is crazy. And we're cruising down 71, heading into Bastrop. And all of a sudden, we're like driving, and we see the tire go and shoot across the highway and across the median and across the other lane of traffic and into some woods. And then all of a sudden we're like, do you just see that? And the whole thing slammed and hit, and we slid off the road. And, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was great. Great time. That's Breezy's Junction experience.
Breezy's Junction, Petticoat Junction.
Right.
Junction. I just remember coming down 10. Was it 10? No, it's not 10. What is that?
Yeah, it's 10.
Is that 10? Yeah. So I remember coming down 10 because I was trying to get to Houston. Okay. And I remember, and I'm pretty sure it was Junction because I saw all these really, what I thought were, because I don't like desert landscape. I do not like desert landscape. But I remember thinking, I'm pretty sure it's Junction, where there's a river flowing. You can see the river. You're kind of up on a plateau and you come down into the town.
Okay, yeah.
If you're heading east, I guess, on 10, southeast. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, I need to come back this way someday because it's just so pretty. But there were two towns. I know Junction was one of them. And then
There,
there's another one that was really, really pretty.
I think it's Stonewall.
Or was it
Might be
Bandera? I don't
Stonewall.
know if I went
Yeah.
through Bandera or not.
But if you hang like a left at Junction, you go towards like Austin. You go through Fredericksburg. And
No, I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
Since then,
they're like the peach capital of Texas. Like they have like the best peach pies and cobblers, and
they have the best German food in Texas. I can tell you.
Yeah, because they're German. Yeah.
You know what is crazy is the best sangria I've ever had in my life was at a German restaurant in Fredericksburg. Right?
Really?
That's not where you expect to get like excellent sangria.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, if they sold that shit by the gallon, I'd be drinking it because it was so good.
Judges of millions, beaches for free. Yeah, no, that did throw me off because I would have never guessed in a million years.
I was trying to order this specific beer. I was looking for Hefeweiss, right, beer. Okay. And I was telling the waitress, who was freaking German, Hefeweiss. And she's like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, you shitting me? Hefeweiss? I know I'm saying it right. It's like the easiest word in German. Like Weiss. Like
it's like being in Mexico and they're like, what's tequila?
What's that? I don't know. Or mezcal.
Yeah, mezcal. Well, that's cool, man. So how long are you going to be out there? Y'all spend the whole weekend?
Till Wednesday.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Yep, and I got my daughter coming to house sit and cat sit. And let's see if she does the dishes or if I get to come home to my daughter's pile of dishes.
Oh, it's going to be the latter.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not. She's pretty clean. She's pretty good about cleaning up, especially at other people's houses.
Mine aren't. I'll be like, hey, can you come? We're going to Vegas or something. Can you come house sit? And then come back and the house is trashed worse than it was when you got there. You're like, somebody didn't flush the toilet.
Oh, God. Left you a little gift in the bathroom, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, we left you $50. Come on.
Yeah, I'm leaving her a credit card that I'm going to immediately lock once I come back.
That's the way to do it. Dude, did I tell you about that car rental thing that I mentioned that last night?
Yes, that Jen drove into a freaking concrete barrier.
Yeah.
Was she having a medical episode? What the fuck?
No, I don't know. But yeah, but they like triple charged me, man, for
you wrecked their car.
Well, I had full insurance on it. Like I got the good stuff.
Smart. Paid off. We do that too. Yeah. Anytime we rent cars, I'm like, just load it up. Just load it. I don't want to worry about it. Just load it up.
Exactly. But yeah, that was a pain. But
sure.
Luckily, credit card. I'll just have to pay $100 for another year. $100 a month. Call it a day. So tonight we're going to talk about, with all the celebrity passings going on, we're going to talk about celebrity passings. So, and what makes them
right now.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's talking about it, so let's talk about it. And I wanted to kind of get, like I was telling you backstage, I want to kind of get into why certain ones mean so much, the differences in them, because there's the surprise ones, there's the conspiracy ones, there's the ones that people know is coming and then they act shocked when they do. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I can't.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about that backstage. So my take on it, when people are like, oh, I can't believe it. So even though you've got an aging, like, celebrity, right? I think I will be, even though Keith Richards is like, he's not. right? She's the equivalent of Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. He's old AF,
Yeah,
right? And he's gonna outlive all of us. He's got
right,
cockroach DNA or something. When he eventually crosses over, or if I wouldn't be shocked if he had already, and like I don't know, spite is keeping him low. When
it's
he eventually crosses over, I would probably be shocked in that same, I can't believe it, because holy cow. Like, what did it? Like,
right.
what did it?
Well,
Because he and
that
the
and
Grim Reaper got to be like best bros or something. Don't worry about it.
well, yeah, he's pickled, he's preserved. That's why I don't stop drinking. But but
But yeah, so you can't believe it well, for me, that would be like shocking, but you can't believe it also, even for the aging celebrities specifically, because they're your idols, right? They're people that you look up to. They've been with you for the long haul throughout your life, and you see them as invincible, just like we all see ourselves, Our
right.
mortality isn't in our face all the time, and we don't think about the celebrities, even though we see them aging. We still don't consider their mortality because they're our idols, and those, idols are forever, right?
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of it also is, especially when you remember them as long as you've been alive.
Yeah,
Like when Michael Jackson passed, for instance, that was
sure.
like a blow to me because I remembered him as long as I've been alive, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
You know
you
who
know,
made me cry? And I mean, Michael Jackson was young. It's not a death that you expect,
yeah,
right?
he was only 50.
Um,
Yeah,
when Robin Williams died, I actually cried. I actually cried when Robin Williams died.
Jin did too. Yeah,
Because I remember him as Mork from Mork and Mindy,
yep.
when I was a kid.
Nanu, nanu.
Yeah, and he's from the Bay Area, right? There'd be sightings of him around, and you know, his movies, he's so good. He was just such a great comedian and actor, and you feel this connection with them, and when they pass away suddenly, it's it's hurtful and shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that goes back to that same factor. Like, when Michael passed, yeah, like he was only 50. It didn't seem like it was going to come. Prince, same way. It was
Oh,
like, what?
Prince shocked me. I think I might have cried when Prince died too, because
I'd
I
I'd
remember when
probably
Purple Rain came out, like on the scene. I remember when that was huge. I was in like junior high, I think, or maybe late elementary school. I can't remember, but I mean that's the bulk of my life. He had been a part of it to the point of his death, and being as young as he was, again, it's the shocking suddenness of it.
yeah, exactly. And then you got ones like that are older, you know, cats and kittens, like when Betty White passed. I was like, man, that's sad that she passed. But like, I saw
You're
it
not
coming.
shocked, you're not.
Yeah. You're not like, what? Wait, no way.
I
No
mean,
way
I,
in
I
hell.
wasn't surprised when Ozzy passed, but it wasn't surprising. But when you're like, oh my gosh, not that it's like, oh my gosh, I'm shocked. It's just like, oh my gosh, a legend isn't here anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially when they're pioneers of a genre, or like I even think, even though he's that last movie he was in, I can't remember the name of it, but when Clint Eastwood passes, like
I
that's
was
gonna
just thinking
be
that.
yeah, that's gonna be like, man, that's the end of an era. You know what I mean? Kind of a
Yeah.
feel to it, because the spaghetti westerns and Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and all the stuff that you grew up with. And I think
Well, he was
that,
iconic. I mean, iconic.
yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which seems to hit harder when they're near your age group, like Theo. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one surprised me, but that was a tragic accident from what I understand. Um,
Seems like a
you know,
tragic accident. I'm still trying to figure out why. And I'm not victim blame. I mean, it was an accident and it's horrible. And I'm so glad his daughter survived, because they were both in trouble in the water. And that spot's a dangerous, like, it's dangerous surf. And I don't mean surf like surfboards. I mean, like, the water is dangerous.
Right.
And
Well, I don't know the
there's a
details
sign
on
right
it.
there on the beach that says experienced surfers only. And maybe he was, I don't know. But his was shocking, yeah. And for it to happen, basically in front of his daughter too,
Yeah.
is terrible.
Yeah, that is, um a big factor into it also, because we think about it like we're attached to them, but we kind of lose, there's kind of a disconnect when you don't, because you're not really thinking about the people that were actually their family, like, um you kind of take it almost more personally than you feel that their own family does, because you don't know their family. You know what I mean? And that's a weird one, because you're like, oh, I lost somebody, and you're not thinking about the people that
Yeah,
were in their day to day.
I see that. And when I post, I mean, okay, so I see that a lot on social media where somebody will post, not a family member, not like my uncle died or my cousin died or, something like that.
Right,
It's like I had a dear friend pass away, or, somebody that I knew in high school passed away or something like that.
right,
You're
right.
acknowledging the loss, which you have every right to do. And people post their condolences. I don't like getting those. If I'm posting about a friend of mine that passed away, I mean, I've been surrounded by death my whole life, I swear to God. But if I'm posting about, let's say, a friend that passes away, good friend or not, yes, it's a loss to me, and I appreciate the sympathy to me. But my my thoughts, like my emotions, are more with their family. Like I appreciate the condolences that people direct to me, but extend it also to their family, even though you don't know them. My
Yeah,
condolences to you and their family. I makes me uncomfortable when I post something like that and people start, offering condolences to me, which I do appreciate, but I just feel like it's not about me. It's about this person and their family. I'm just relaying the information. So I don't know. I mean, I understand why people are posting their condolences to me, but it makes me uncomfortable, if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah,
So I tend to not do, like, it's got to be a major thing if I'm posting it on social media. Like,
yeah.
I
I
can't,
agree.
like, I'm crying so much, I can't get out of bed kind of thing.
Yeah, and yeah, and another weird one, because like, just like you, like, death has been like right there, hand in hand with me my entire life. And I
Yeah.
remember when my little brother died, like he was like 8, and I was, in my teens. And I don't know why, but it pissed me off, because like people would come up and be like at the funeral and be like, oh, my condolences, blah blah blah. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, I've never seen you in my life. Like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah,
And
expressing their grief for you.
and yeah, I
But
know
that's a
you're being
major thing.
kind,
I mean,
but
that's a young child passing. There's gonna be a lot of people, like, expressing their condolences for that, yeah.
right, right.
But,
But
I mean,
yeah,
that's
so
my brother, I would expect that, yeah, that's my family, but,
yeah.
when I'm
Well,
posting
that
about.
you're a kid too, so I mean, it's
Sure,
like
sure, right.
but anyway, back to the celebrity thing. So this goes like not just like movie stars and stuff, but musicians and the whole 9 yards. I I I think that it's really, that's the only reason why it's on our radar, which is kind of morbid in a way, because that's the only real reason why we even give two shits and a fuck, is because it's on our radar. Like, you're not worried about the dude next door or somebody that, you know, lives, 5 miles away that passed away, but it's because you feel like you know them
Yeah,
because you've
because
seen
you
them
let
on.
them into your life. They they're the reason you experience some emotions, right? You're watching them
Right.
like play these characters on a big screen or a little screen, or play this music in front of you. And the music is like heavily tied to a lot of people, right? It resonates with
Mm.
your soul. And when, yeah, so you feel that connection to them, even though they don't know who the heck you are. You feel that
Yeah.
connection with them. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also like good point. That's also why it's like it's weird because like you feel a certain type of way, when they pass. But if you were to have passed, like if you were
They
to
would
die,
know.
Ozzy's not going to be like, oh, Breezy died, man, bloody hell.
Yeah. I
Never going
think,
to happen.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's one-sided. That's celebrity, right? Like they've got
Yeah.
so many fans. I mean, what's a drop in the bucket? You know?
Yeah.
Know your lane and stay in it.
Know your role. Yeah. But okay, so then we go back to the off the Ozzy part, but the Hulk Hogan thing, man. Like that was, I can't lie, that was I wouldn't say it's a shocker because you know wrestlers tend to have a very short lifespan because after all they've
Yeah,
done. Night, Mickey. Um, and especially with the substance abuse that took place in the 80s era before the
right.
drug screenings and all that. And so like, you have a whole bucket full of the, Rowdy Piper and Macho Man Randy Savage, like all the good ones, they ended up, passing away. But, it was like even though you watched him deteriorate, and I say that his um life, he went far beyond his life expectancy as
As a wrestler.
as a wrestler. Yeah,
So, okay, I've got
absolutely.
to ask this because I saw Hulk Hogan, dead at what I saw the ticker, right, that he had
Right.
passed. And then later that day, I saw that Florida like officials were going to hold a press conference regarding his death. So,
Really.
what's up with that? Because I haven't investigated further. So, if anybody in chat might happen to know why the officials in Florida would feel the need to hold a press conference about it, I'm curious.
Yeah, that is weird. I didn't hear anything. The only thing I saw on it was it was like I guess the sheriff's um press conference at it, and he was just basically giving out the facts. He was like, yeah, so and so Eastern time, he was in medical distress. They showed up and then got him to the hospital, and then he passed away in the
Okay, so that
hospital.
makes sense because okay, so that makes sense. So if there was an official response, like an ambulance, 911 was that kind of thing, I
Right.
understand at that point why they would have to hold a press or not have to, but chose to hold a press conference on it. Um,
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, he was found unresponsive in his bed, like he died peacefully in his sleep kind of thing. Like the family was expecting it because I
Right.
don't keep up on celebrity health, typically. So he could have been ailing for months and I would never have known.
Yeah.
So that makes sense if like EMS was called.
Yeah. One of the ones, not to shift gears, but one of the ones that weirded me out was the Gene Hackman thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Like,
weird, man.
but didn't she have like hantavirus?
Well,
So
I
why is
know.
there like some crazy ass disease you get from rat droppings? Like I'm scared of hantavirus when I go out hiking in dusty areas where I know there's like
Kicking up,
I'm not
rat
kidding. I
shit.
freaked out when I was in Colorado because it's known to be in the soil out there. And we were cutting across trail and it was this dusty thing and I could see these rodent burrows and I was like, put a scarf over it. dipping my scarf in the water and like, putting my bandana over my face. I wasn't playing. I don't want to get that. But that's such a random thing in my mind to have in your home. I mean, it's 100% could happen, obviously. 100% could happen.
Right.
But it's just.
But you would think that would be like in some home in Kentucky that's like a shack and not a millionaire house. You know what I mean?
He had dementia. Okay. And if she was his caretaker, you don't know what kind of a handful he was. Like her whole existence could have been around keeping him from sharp objects and wandering out the front door with the car keys. You know what I mean? So like
that's
maybe
what Jen has to do
as tidy as she meant to, or she would normally have done because she's doing what she can to keep him straight. So you don't know what the circumstances are surrounding it. But I mean, it is such a friggin' random thing. It's like dying from the plague. Like it happens. I remember there was an outbreak of the plague at like Yosemite like 10 years ago or something. Like it was in the tents, like the canvas tents they had because the rodents were getting in there. But again, random, just not like you said, not what you expect to read about.
Right.
And the whole thing so much more tragic. I mean, it's tragic that two people lost their lives. Right?
And the dog. That was another weird one. And the dog. I'm like, so I think that,
particularly upset about the dog.
But so that kind of brings to the other topic or the other side topic of it is when something like that happens, like, okay, if you just put it on the plate, right? And you went, this person, and their dog died at then you almost kind of instantly go to conspiracy mode. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. Okay, so
I mean, there's so many hinky things going on. Yeah. I mean, I hate to say, and I was never a real big conspiracy theorist, until like the last, I don't know, year, 2 years, however long. Like now I'm all like, yeah, it's the government, man. Are you reading what I'm reading? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? It's the government, man.
You see, that always reminds me of what is it? Where the dude's like, you ever see the $20 or the $20 bill on weed, man? Is there a guy in the bushes? I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, it so that does lead to a lot of I think when and then we could get even into celebrities that have passed and people think that it's fake and they go into the conspiracy level because they don't want to believe it. You know what I mean? Like the Elvis thing or the Jim Morrison thing. It's like it's hard for people to accept because they were such a big part of their lives and the circumstances seem so outrageous,
right?
That you kind of make it up in your own nugget. You know what I mean? Like, and that's also weird because we don't do that for our own people. We do that because they're in the club. You know what I mean? Like, so we go, oh no, what happened? Like the Tupac thing, or it instantly turns into I can't believe it, and it sounds weird. So now we got a conspiracy on our hands. Like the Marilyn Monroe thing. Perfect.
I think I'm down with that Maryland conspiracy. I'm down with that.
I am too.
I mean, when you're fooling around with the president and his brother, prominent senator, and a little too much.
Yeah, and they were pimping you out to Fidel Castro.
And that's not the first time like a weird death has been like around the Kennedys, because I don't know if you remember Chappaquiddick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it Teddy
That's
Kennedy?
Teddy. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
That was
the
in what, Florida,
secretary.
right? Yeah.
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 That's, like power, wealth and power get you, I swear, a free pass.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. So, but and then I think that there's ones that are true like that. And I think that there's ones that like just people just um can't accept the passing. They're too big of fans and they're like, no man, there's like Jim
Oh, he's
Morrison's
in
alive.
hiding. Right.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't believe Jim Morrison's alive. I don't believe Elvis is alive.
Elvis is a reverend named
He's in an
Bob
old
Joyce.
folks home.
He's that dude that looks like
JFK,
Kenny Rogers
trying
that
to
I
fight
told you
off
about.
a mummy.
Yeah, see, yeah, in my
Bubba
young
Hotep.
mind, Bubba Hotep, exactly. Love that movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, see, as a young kid, like I accepted that. I was like, nah, Elvis died and was fat and bloated at the end. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. But then as I got older and I got into conspiracies and stuff, I'm like, wait a minute. It never happened.
So I follow this chick and she reads celebrity autopsies.
Mm.
And she'll break it down. She's got a medical degree. She'll break it down for you, like if you don't understand what's going on. So she read Elvis's autopsy the other day. He was so impacted. The man probably hadn't shit in like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like he was going to die from like a ruptured bowel
Septic shock. Yeah.
at any moment because his bowels were so impacted, like it would have required surgery to fix.
Right. Yeah. Same with John Wayne. John Wayne, they said he had like 65 pounds of shit in his intestine.
I mean, if all you eat is red meat 24 hours a day, smoke.
No, wait a minute.
Tobacco doesn't count as fiber.
You just described me.
Is that what we're going to find in your autopsy, Joe?
Pretty much.
I knew he was full of shit.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Awesome.
I'll say it at your funeral if it's in your autopsy report.
Damn right. Like, I love the guy, but
I've got
full
proof
of shit.
he's full of shit.
But yeah, so yeah, because what they say on his was it was the Quaalude thing, and because Quaaludes actually block your lower intestines and colon, and so he was so hooked on the Quaaludes that like, and then not to be graphic, but when you're trying to go to the bathroom and you're really pushing hard and stuff, you shoot your blood pressure right through the roof.
Well, yeah, you can get pulmonary embolisms from that crap.
Yeah.
Or
no, Roger,
like embolisms.
Yeah. No, Roger, you're right. He did pass away from cancer, but they also, in the autopsy, we were talking the autopsy thing, they found, like a ton of shit.
Okay. The worst celebrity autopsy that I had read, because I'm creepily morbid like that, was the plane crash. Buddy Holly and
Richie Valens.
And Richie Valens. That autopsy report is horrific.
Yeah.
The injuries those poor men suffered. Oh my God.
Yeah, the what was it? I think it was a newspaper article that graphically described the mangulation of the bodies and stuff. Is crazy. And Kenny Rogers was the one that lost the coin flip on that. He was going to be the one that was
Kenny
going to be
Rogers? I
on the.
thought it was like Waylon Jennings or something.
Oh yeah, Waylon Jennings. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad. That kid. I was thinking of Elvis. Reverend Bob Joyce. But yeah, it's Waylon Jennings. Yeah, and he said that he struggled with that for years and years because
Heck yeah, I bet.
Well, because he told him that because they made like a joke, and he was like, "I hope you freeze on the bus," and he's like, "Well, I hope your damn plane crashes," and it did. Yeah, so
I feel bad about those words.
Yeah, no shit. But yeah, so back to, I guess, okay, so all right, I can't really think of it. I'm losing thought process, but so out of, and this goes for y'all in the chat too, out of all the celebrity passings, which one like hit you the hardest? Like that you can think of in your entire.
The one that hit me the hardest, like out of the blue, made me cry, was Robin Williams.
Robin Williams,
like, hurt me. Like, he was like as though he were a personal friend. Like, it hurt me when he died. And then to find out how and why made it worse. And I would say runner up to that would be Prince. Like, it was so shocking. Like, it just, out of the blue.
Yeah. I'll go with Prince on that one. I mean, Michael Jackson, like, that was the most heartbreaking, but it wasn't like I didn't see it coming. Like,
Celebrity Autopsies with Shocking Twist, Part 3. Everything about this death was shocking.
Sorry. Yeah. I had to look something up. I thought I had muted myself. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, you're good.
Somebody asked me what the name of the girl was that does the celebrity autopsies, and I had to check it up. It's Jade Explains Death, and I watch her on TikTok. So I'll put that in the chat.
Judge just said Chris Cornell. Yeah, Chris Cornell that's him and Bennington. Those.
I don't know if I was hurt or just really shocked when Kurt Cobain killed him, like, supposedly. I don't think he killed himself.
No, I don't either.
But when he died, let's put it that way. When he died, that was shocking. And I do not believe for one freaking second that he did it to himself.
Yeah. No, that one actually, you know how they always talk about, where you were when you heard that Kennedy was shot, or when the moon landing. Like, I remember where and when I was when I found out Kurt Cobain passed away. I'll just put it that way. Because I went over to my friend's house, like his parents, they're like, "Oh no, he's not home yet, but he should be home soon." So I was like, "All right, well, I'll just go hang out in the room," and went and hung out in the room, put on MTV, and I'm smoking a bowl, and Kurt Loder comes on MTV News and announces it, and I'm like, "What? No!"
Yeah. You stopped and watched TV when that showed up.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, unreal. John Lennon was a big one at the time.
Bruce Lee, Brandon Lee shocked
Brandon
me.
Lee was a weird one. Yeah.
I mean, that's like a family curse, I swear. Like, I think, like, truly, that's a family curse. And I really think that my first husband, I think that his lineage was cursed. I don't know what his dad did to somebody, because I think it started with his dad. But all the men in that family died out progressively younger. Like, my first husband's father died when he was 50. Massive heart attack, dead before he hit the floor. and of course my husband died. He was 33 when he died. And then my son, who was the last Rollins, last in the family line, was killed when he was 17. So progressively younger. And I really think that somebody did somebody dirty. and
Right.
and I really think that that's what's going on with that family, which is unfortunate that my son was caught up in it. But it's just such a weird coincidence, I guess. Otherwise, like that's how I express it in my head.
Yeah, it's like it's almost too coincidental to be a coincidence.
Yeah, Princess Diana was shocking too.
That was a weird one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm kind of on the fence with the conspiracies about that.
I'm not. I'm all in.
You're down with her and Dodie. We're 100%.
Yeah, she knew that they were reptiles eating babies, and once you leave the family, you can't let that out.
Yeah.
Not literally. Well, kind of literally, but yeah, I think that there's a certain point where you reach a certain height of celebrity and a certain height of fame, and you get into, like we were saying, like Marilyn, where you get into the too much, and it's too close to the top, that once you turn your back on it, then it's gotta, you can't be allowed to talk about it. You can't write a memoir, or you can't, later on go, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's why, like, I want to know, but I don't want to know so bad that they're going to come and erase me. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I want to know. I want to know what's in the Vatican archives. Like, I want to know. I want to know what's under the Denver airport. I want to know what's under, what's that one that's out in the middle of the desert?
Dulce.
Dulce. I want to know what's going on at Dulce. I don't want to know so bad that like, who's Monica? Like, everything's erased one day. Like they're gonna flashy thing everybody and then take me out back and not treat me kindly.
And all of a sudden you won't find that episode on Monster.
Yeah, all of a sudden that episode of it, like all the footage of me in there is erased. They've got a lot of B-roll. I'm just saying, Check's got a lot of B-roll somewhere.
Well, you ain't even got to do it anymore. It'll just be AI'd out, and there'll be like a
that's true
in your place. Just a Bigfoot chilling with the other chicks. Yeah, but yeah, I think that when it comes to that, and that's kind of like why I wanted to do this, because there is just the celebrities pass and blah blah blah, but there is that whole counterculture of it where it does dive into this you knew too much type stuff, or the conspiracy.
Marilyn comes in, right? Marilyn knew too much,
right?
And whoever you want to say did it, CIA, whatever, whoever. I don't think she did that to herself. I don't.
Yeah, no. And there's way too much evidence. Like, not to get too, I guess, graphic about it, but I think it was one of our anniversaries. I ended up buying a magazine not too long ago, which I don't remember the last time. I think the last two magazines I've ever bought one was about Prince, and one was Marilyn Monroe, and the weird things about her. So, like, she was found, face down.
Yeah.
But all of her blood collect, because when you die, your blood collects in bruises,
right?
Your body. Yeah, and she was, all of it was pulled on her back. Like, so somebody had moved the body around. There's this whole radio transmissions of Bobby Kennedy going to see her, and basically like it was kind of like they found her pretty much dead, and then tried to whisk her away in an ambulance and realized that there's, she's far too gone, and they went, oh yeah, take her back and pretend like nothing, and basically did that same thing, and then lined up the pills and stuff, because there was no pills found in her stomach or anything like that, and so she wasn't ingesting any medication, and so it's like died of an overdose, but there's no medication in her stomach. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just that I buy it 100% that that wasn't the cause.
No.
Yeah. And speaking of coroner reports, the Michael Jackson one's weird too.
Really?
Yeah. If you look
in, talks about that one, but I don't remember it specifically.
Yeah, if you look into it, he was described as, well, I think there was an issue with the height, like as tall as he was. There was an issue. They considered on his autopsy report he was a Caucasian, right? Which people go, yeah, well, he was
on the outside.
Yeah.
Wasn't more than that.
and like he was basically like a bald Caucasian male. And
I'm gonna have to look up his autopsy report then.
And then there's the whole thing about, so whenever they loaded him into from Neverland or wherever he was at, when they loaded him into the ambulance, there's video evidence of the license plate on the ambulance, and someone followed it to a undisclosed location where they were basically like outside zooming in right on this video, and they open up the doors and they pull out an empty stretcher, and then they have some dude like draped in a white sheet, and they're like walking him into
get in, you're dead.
Yeah. They're like walking him into there, like, and then there's that chick that looks exactly like him, only female, at his funeral.
I've seen those photos.
Yeah, that's weird. And then there's that Dave guy. Have you seen that dude?
No.
He was like supposedly a burn victim, which goes back to the Pepsi thing, which is
right.
But he's a burn victim, but he's like completely melted looking, and not talking crap about burn victims. Not feel sorry for him. Yeah.
It's terrible.
But yeah, it's horrible. But he talks exactly like Michael Jackson. He's like,
so Michael Jackson, that wasn't, it was his voice, but he had to like do hormone injections like every other week in order to keep that tone, because he had a pretty deep voice.
Yeah, naturally. He was like chemically castrated, basically. Because there are
now I understand clinging to youth. Trust me, I understand clinging to youth, but getting injections to keep your voice, high pitched, and this creepy fascination with children and childlike things around your house, like to the extent that he went. Now, I understand memorabilia. I understand people that are into Disney. You're relating to your childhood. I listen to 80s music. It's my connection. But to the extent that he went is just, that's a mental illness, I think. It's got to be. It's got to be. because that is so extreme. So extreme. And all the plastic surgery. And I don't know what he was trying to achieve from that.
I have, yeah.
Altered his look so drastically.
So I have my huge theory on all of that. So, because if you look at some of the earlier interviews, when he was still with the Jackson 5 and all that, he said that his first memory, because we all have our first memory, that we can, and we're usually like at, either toddler age or, somewhere around 4 or 5 years old. Right. He said his first memory was him being on stage, and performing, and so.
What a childhood.
Yeah. And so he didn't really have a childhood. And then when he was introduced to Diana Ross, I think there was a significant factor of diddling being done between Diana Ross and him. And then that's why he started almost looking exactly like her. Okay. Now, when he caught his hair on fire during the Pepsi commercial, was the first time he got introduced to what do you call it? Medicate,
the pain medications.
Pain medications. And
like opioids and all the other stuff.
Right. And I think that's when he started to turn. Slip? Yeah. I never bought the kid thing, other than the fact that he thought he was a little kid, like he wanted to be a little.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a mental illness. It's got to be. And the fact that he surrounded himself, and I understand surrounding yourself with some things that connect you to your childhood, because those are fond memories. It's a good time in your life. Like I said, I am stuck in the 80s, up here, because it's your happy place, right? It right. brings you joy to be near that or around that. But man, I'm not teasing my hair up to here and wearing neon. You know what I mean? Should. I'm not dousing myself with Aquanet, like a preservative. It's just why Gen X doesn't age, by the way. We're sealed in.
That's why there was a hole in the ozone, because the chicks with Aquanet.
There's holes over major cities because of all the Aquanet. 100%. But yeah, the extent that he went, it's again, I just feel that that's got to be some sort of.
Yeah, I think it was a medically induced mental illness, and that's why when I started seeing it go downhill, it was man, it was just it was watching. I don't know, it was like watching a train wreck, and because I was a huge fan.
One of my giant fan, as a kid. I remember when Thriller came out.
Yeah.
I used to dance around to I had all of his. I had albums and then I had cassette tapes. Yep. And I would dance to his stuff until I couldn't stand up. I loved his music.
Yep. I remember when my mom got Thriller. Remember that they used to have those big, it looked like furniture. What up, Spark? It looked like furniture, but it would be like a record player. But it was encased in wood and giant with speakers and everything. Yeah. I remember when my mom got Thriller and I was outside playing, and I was probably 4 or 5 years old or something like that. And I heard it going on, and I was like, what? No way. And I ran, I ran full speed into the living room and caught the corner of that freaking furniture, right in my neck. I was like, blah, blah, ah. And that was my.
You throw punched yourself.
I throw punched myself on the corner of the record player that was probably weighed 300 pounds.
I have a giant scar across. I can't show you guys, but it's at the top of my knee, right where my knee and my thigh connect. I have a giant scar across there because when I was a kid, I was dancing around, and my irresponsible parents had a piece of furniture with a giant effing nail sticking out. They knew the furniture was broken, and their thing was, don't go near it. I'm 5,
Yeah.
dude. Like I'm all over the place, and I was spinning around, and my leg went into the nail and ripped across my leg. And I remember them holding me down to put stitches in my leg, like because I was having none of that. I was screaming from my leg getting ripped open, and I was fighting and screaming when they were trying to put stitches in my leg.
Yeah, that was the good old days of tetanus shots and
Yeah.
booster
And responsible
shots.
parenting. I have a scar on my palm because 2 years in a row they gave me, I'm not kidding, like a Michael Myers giant freaking blade. And they're like, carve your own pumpkin. I immediately slit my hand open 2 years in a row. Didn't learn the first year. Give her a knife again. She's 5. She can handle it.
Every 5-year-old can deal with a butcher knife, no big
She'll
deal.
figure it out.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that era was totally different, man. You know, you couldn't. We'll get into that some other time, but yeah.
But did you die?
But did you die? Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Maybe I did, and I'm in an alternate reality right now. Maybe this.
You are. It's
We all
CERN
are.
did it.
Yeah.
CERN did it.
Let me tell you, when they were going to do that hydrogen collider here in Texas, I was freaked the hell out about that. I was sketched out about that.
Yeah, I didn't find
not
out
sad
about
when they
that.
didn't do it here.
I didn't find out about it until after it was done, or after it was rejected or whatever. And I was like, what? They were going to what?
Yeah.
I'm glad
I remember,
happen.
hearing on the news as I was driving into work one morning, they're almost complete with the, assembly of the, hydrogen collider that's going to be, they called it the super collider.
Yeah.
And, it spans X amount of miles, and it, starts here and terminates here. And I was like, oh, F that. I want to move. I want to be on the other side of the planet from that shit.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I'm glad because I would have lost sleep over that if I would have.
I did. It lived rent free in my mind for it. And then when they talked about, they shut down the project, I was like,
yeah.
Whew.
Or did they?
No, they just moved it to Switzerland.
Yeah, they moved it on the right, what do you call it? Ley line.
Yeah. Oops, we almost did it on the wrong ley line.
Yeah.
Shifted over.
Switzerland's
problem now.
We killed that first hour with the celebrity, so I guess now it's just time to bullshit like we always do. So
bullshit. Okay.
Being at home and not having anything to do, I've been catching up on a lot of freaking new movies, which are really dope. Have you checked any new ones out? You got any new ones that you're fascinated with?
No.
There's supposed to be
a series on Netflix called Untamed, and it's not really. It reminds me of Dark Winds, kind of. It takes place in Yosemite.
I watched the first 6 episodes of it.
Yeah. Have you? Yeah, I just started it, so that looks interesting to me.
It's good, but drink coffee because it is kind of a snooze
fest. It's a slow burn for sure.
Yeah,
I caught that much. Yeah. But I've been so busy lately. I legit haven't had time. I started to watch Happy Gilmore 2 today. I didn't get all through it.
I wanted to. I was going to start it as soon as Jen got home because she's a huge Happy Gilmore fan. And
I know a lot of people don't like him and they bag on him, but I do like Adam Sandler.
Oh, I love Adam Sandler. Dude.
Yeah.
Like that. That one, even the serious ones he does. Have you seen that one where he's in space and shit? and
Yeah.
like he's like friends with the giant spider that's like you can't tell if it's in his nugget. Like, yeah, you don't know if it's him like
Yeah, I missed that one. I haven't seen that.
hallucinating or that I forgot what it's called. I'll shoot you the link, but he's got like the big Jewish beard, and he's like supposedly going to some other planet that's it's a no return type trip. Like by the time he gets there, he's going to be old or something. But like he gets like halfway through it, and this big freaking spider, like bigger than a human, is like his homie. Like it pops in, and it's like,
So he's got
hey,
oxygen deprivation hallucinations.
yeah, something like
To
that.
the other planet.
Yeah.
His sleep pod malfunction was good.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so yeah, I was gonna watch Adam or the new Happy Gilmore, and I started dozing off like 30 minutes before Jen got home, and I was in that zone of a nap where you can't get out of it.
Yeah.
You're like you want to, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, no.
Your body's like, no. Listen, when I'm getting younger, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah, exactly. Spark says, I want to see Superman. Okay, that's a good one, Spark. Thank you for bringing that one up. I went and saw the new Superman, right?
Mm.
With Christopher Reeve. Yeah, Christopher Reeve, which is a Mandela effect because I remember his name being Christopher Reeves, not Christopher Reeve, but will always be my Superman, right? I mean, until they come up with something better. But the new Superman is my favorite Superman film ever.
Really?
Like,
okay,
dude, remember when you were a kid and you come out of the movie, you watch some like Ninja Turtles or whatever, and you come out of the movie theater and you want to just like battle it out and do what you saw, or do kung fu, or be blood sport, or kickboxer or whatever, and you're like, yeah, like that's how I felt when I left the movie theater. I haven't felt that in like 35 freaking years, and I came out of there going, just wanting to fly through the sky and shit. Like I was like,
that's cool.
Yeah, it was dope. It was really, really dope. It was a good, all around good movie. James Gunn did an excellent job mixing in the humor, as well as, because like the Henry Cavill Superman, he's omnipotent almost, like nothing can beat him. He can't, like he could move a mountain if he wanted, and this was more comic book accurate. Like if something falls on him, like a building or something, he's like, yeah, y'all better get out of here because I'm not going to hold it much longer.
Right.
Like he's not just like, no problem.
He's like,
yeah. And his language in it also is very I don't know how you say it, like pure childlike-ish, you know what I mean? Like he's not like gentlemanly, let's put it that way. He doesn't have any.
He was raised in Kansas on a farm. I got you.
Right.
I got you.
The weird one was though that in this one, Jonathan Kent isn't dead, and Superman's already Superman. So that's because we all remember, Jonathan Kent dying as when he was young, and that's kind of what shapes him. But it was so that was weird. But yeah. Yep, exactly, Quack. Yeah, I remember Reeves too. That's a weird one for me. But yeah, I highly recommend it, and I
Okay.
highly recommend seeing it in the theater because it's 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 larger than life. You know
Oh,
what I
that's cool.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go check it out with Lucas.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, he'll love it. And it's hilarious. There's parts in it that are just like and the fact that crypto's in it is dope to me because crypto's not in any of the Superman movies. And the Lex Luthor in it is how Lex Luthor should be. He's evil as shit. Like he is not he's not the campy
Not dabbling in evil.
yeah, exactly. He's not just like I'm a super smart guy that wants to get a bunch of
He's
real
not
estate.
Mr. Evil.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, he's like it's yeah, he's the only one I'd compare him to, and not saying his name because well, I'm not saying it putting any not grievance, but not putting any positivity on the actor's name because of some of the stuff he's been associated with. But the Kevin Spacey Lex Luthor and this Lex Luthor are the two most evil out of all of them. Like they're
See, I,
ruthless.
I don't watch Superman movies. I haven't watched a Superman movie since Christopher Reeves was Superman. Like I see him when
Really?
I watch like, the movies where he's another one of the superheroes in there, but I've never watched like specifically a Superman movie.
Well,
It's like I
yeah.
don't watch Spider-Man movies. I don't, yeah.
You done into superhero flicks?
I watched Wonder Woman because I dig the soundtrack. And I was like,
I
okay,
watched Wonder Woman because I dig Wonder
what's her name?
Woman.
Yeah, she was hot. I give you that.
Oh,
She is
smoking.
hot, not was. She's still beautiful.
Yeah. I think I got a shot. I mean, I'd have to get her really, really, really drunk, but I think I
You
got
need
a
me to
shot.
be your wingman for that one too?
You got to wingman me on that one.
Got to wingman me.
Okay, so yeah, highly recommend it. Until Dawn. I told you about this one a little bit.
Yes, that I need to check out. Maybe I'll check it out this weekend while we're at the cabin.
Yeah. Those are it that one has got like I'd say about five different culminations of horror movies into one. Like I thought Hard Eyes brought me back to like old school, because it just the concept of the killer and then the way the kills were done.
Okay.
But Until Dawn, the synopsis is, without giving any spoilers, it's kind of like these group of kids get, and I say kids loosely, they're adults, obviously, but
Right.
they're young adults.
Listen, anybody who's younger than me as a kid, which is a lot of people.
Yeah, me too. But they get into a spot where how do I explain it? To where every night they get hunted down and killed every night.
Wow.
And then the clock goes back to normal and then it restarts. And so they have only a certain amount of nights before either they survive the night or if they don't, then eventually they're going to be just stuck in this cycle for the rest of eternity type shit.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's dope. It has, like I was telling you, it has mines in it. So you get to go through a little bit of your mind phobia.
Get to go through my my Bloody Valentine fear.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to see? Okay, so as much as I love Jensen Ackles, as much as I love looking at Jensen Ackles,
Who the hell is that?
he's in Supernatural. He's one of the Winchester brothers, but he
Is
was
he
in
the
the remake of My Bloody Valentine.
okay?
All right, I hate that movie. I hate the remake. I hate the
Okay.
remake. I would like to see a remake of the original, like same premise, same underground tunnel, same thing, but modernized, because that is a scary ass movie. And I feel if it's done properly in a modern setting, it could be scary. Like I'd like to see it updated, if that makes sense. And I don't need all like the asshole jocks, because they were all friends by and large. Like it wasn't really there was a little bit of like turmoil in it, but it wasn't this, rich kid versus poor kid and screw you, your dad works and my dad owns the mine. And I mean, there was a little bit of that, but the bulk of the story was like the intense, like claustrophobia, being underground. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And
That's
the not knowing where he is, because it's dark. You're in a mine at night. So there's darkness outside, there's darkness inside, lots of hiding places. Not knowing where they are was, part of the thrill.
yeah.
I'd like to see that again.
They did a lot of that in there. But what was cool is it incorporated Dogman, Wendigo, witches, haunted parallel dimensions.
Okay.
They incorporated a lot of it in Until Dawn. And yeah. And also like giant cryptids, because they get caught in like a spot and there's like a water wall where it's just raining and a storm around. So if you like try to leave, then you're kind of like in the mist, right? Then all these weird giant things will, so it scares you back in. Yeah, it scares you right back into the spot. Yeah. So you can't
check that out.
Yeah, you can't escape. You have to survive. Yeah. And then it's also, it gets into like detective shit. So, because they have to use clues and figure out, what this place is, and figure out the little hints on how to, because at like one point they try to just like lock themselves in a room and stay, stay inside and bunker down until time passes, and you'll see it, but it doesn't work. Like you can't do that. The antagonist is like, staying still is not the way. You have to, fight it. You have to figure it out. So it gives you that Sherlock Holmes type feel as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did that. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, definitely dope. Another one I watched recently, and it's not a new movie, but it is a remake, was Red Dawn.
Okay, so yeah, Chris started to watch that, and I get irritated. I think it looked like a good movie. I just wasn't in the mood for that kind of movie when Chris was watching it, so I didn't watch it. But what little bit of it I saw looked good.
Yeah, it was. I watched it and I was like, gonna fuck up another one of my good 80s movies. Like, man, come on. And it's with Chris Hemsworth and shit. So I'm like, really, Thor's gonna be one of the outsiders. You have some
eye candy to draw the ladies in, because they don't generally want to watch a shoot 'em up like survival movie. Right.
Not just the ladies.
Our generation liked it because we could relate to the teenage characters in the movie.
Right.
I'm past that point in my life. I'm not relating to the teenage characters in the movie.
And the rebellion
I empathize with them, but I'm not relating to them.
yeah.
And
you know,
I
but
remember seeing the original one and being like, "Yeah, Wolverines, yeah," wanting to go fight Russians and Cubans like in the hills around where I grew up. You get all excited about it. And what would I do in that situation? I mean, the original movies, because it was an original movie, create such a stir, right? In your emotions, you haven't experienced that plot line before. It's pretty cool. In the remakes, even though it's a really good remake, I'm like, it doesn't have that same magic for me because I had the original.
right. Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. But yeah, it did itself justice. I was like,
For a remake, it looked good. It did.
I was impressed. Yeah.
And I think Chris liked it.
I'm sure he did because I dug it. I was like, by the end of it, I was like, I wasn't like Superman, but I was like,
Wolverines.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. I mean, yeah, they're just like anything. It's or any reboot or remake or whatever you want to call it. It's you see it coming, and I think that's what you're kind of getting at is because I've already seen I've seen the premises of the flick. You're gonna have
in my mind, I'm just comparing the two.
Right, exactly.
Like My Bloody Valentine, I'd like to see it like not verbatim. It's like not the same script exactly. Like it's not gonna. That's not what I'm looking for. But like by and large, the same package, just updated. You
said package.
I know. I know. Okay, Beavis.
But yeah, exactly. I did the same thing, but I was like, shit, I ain't got nothing else to watch. So I was like, I'll give it a go. And I was like, hey, and then I found myself like getting into it. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, dope. All right. So let's roll with it. Man, I'm on a smorgasbord so far out that I can't think of any new ones. You got any new books you've been checking out?
So many new books. Hold on one second. Structure for okay. Reading it. One of my friends was texting me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Chris Garitano says hi, everybody. I am in the middle of a Greg Beck series. I just finished his Center of the Earth series. And for those of you who don't know, I love Greg Beck. And it's not even necessarily horror. I mean, I love a good horror story, but these are more like action adventure stories.
Okay.
And he takes obviously fiction and mixes it with real science and comes out with a great story. Like the Center of the Earth, I loved it for just the storytelling, but it also has Thulu in it, right?
Oh, that's cool.
The deep ones. And it all takes place in the center of it's such an interesting story. And then the one that I'm in the middle of right now is The Lost World. So it's like, in a nutshell, this character, his great grandfather was good friends with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who wrote, The Mysterious World or Mysterious Island, I can't remember. And Sherlock Holmes, right? He's that author.
Right.
And he had based The Lost World on this character's great great grandfather's adventures. And in a nutshell, he finds his great grandfather's like expedition notebook.
Okay.
And it gives the time and the coordinates to how you can enter this lost world. up in the like Venezuelan jungle or something. And it's like every 10 years, this comet comes and it does some weird ass thing with the electromagnetic fields in the world. And it opens up your ability to get into this place. So that's the book I'm reading now. It's a 3-book series and I'm in book 1. I'm almost done with book 1. But Greg Beck, I have not read a bad like book or series from him. He's such an incredibly talented author. And if you like that kind of action adventure storyline, then I really recommend any Greg Beck book you'd like. But he does a lot of series, so make sure you're reading book 1. If it is a series, make sure you're reading the first book in
it. Does he define if it's a series or do you have to if basically Google it?
Because I look through Audible, right? Because that's my main source for everything, and it will tell you book 1, book 2, book 3.
Okay.
Or, it doesn't necessarily say series, but it'll say The Lost World book 1, kind of in smaller print. So just be aware of that.
Gotcha. Have you seen The Monkey yet? It's Monkey Shines. So they're doing like a whole
like Stephen King's Monkey Shines.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're doing a whole redo on a few of them. So The Monkey is already out. The new Cujo's coming out, and they're doing a new Christine as well.
Okay.
So those will be interesting. I don't know
if I'm going to be able to watch Cujo because I had a hard time watching the first Cujo. I've been attacked by a dog before, so it's scary. Yeah, I don't know if I can. And plus, I feel bad for Cujo because when you read the book, it's primarily from Cujo's point of view. He doesn't understand why he's freaking out. Like he doesn't understand he's Rabbit. He doesn't. He loves the family, and like there's this internal struggle with him there.
Yeah, because he's like, because the way I remember it from when I read the book, but I was young. I was really
young too when I read it.
And he's almost like, oh, I love them, and why are they scared of me? Kind of a, it's like because you're a vicious fucking Saint Bernard.
Yeah,
trying to break into a car for Christ's sake. Kind of like
and a Pinto at that, man.
All he had to do is hit the bumper in the rear. I was
going to say all he has to do is shake it a little bit; it might explode.
Exactly. But so I'm looking forward to not necessarily watching those. I think Monkey Shines is called The Monkey.
Okay.
It's on Amazon. You can rent it for like I think $5.99 or something. But the Cujo one hasn't come out yet. I think it comes out next month. But I'm interested in critiquing them. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But Cujo. It always reminded me like Old Yeller. You know what I mean? It's like
or where the red fern grows.
Where the red fern grows. Yeah.
That's some bullshit,
dude. I loved that book when I was a kid.
I can't. It hurts my heart just thinking about it. They trauma. Like we had some bullshit books when we were kids. It's trauma.
Yeah.
Well, dog. He's so kill him dead. Into the book, dead. Not just dead. You got to kill him dead.
Yeah. It's your dog. You kill him.
The humane thing. F that shit.
Oh, and I recently rewatched the new Salem's Lot.
Oh, and that's good.
It was good the first time I watched it, but after the rewatch, you'll catch a lot more.
Okay.
So watch the Salem's Lot, the new one. Go back and watch the old one, and then go back and watch the new one again, and you'll be like, oh.
See, did you watch it's kind of like a prequel to Salem's Lot, and it's got Brody in it, the dude with the nose.
Yeah.
Adrian Brody's in it. And I keep on to say it's not Periwinkle, obviously. It's Chapelwaite. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's creepy. That's creepy. You got to watch that.
That's the name of it, Chapelwaite.
Chapelwaite.
And it's like a prequel to Salem's Lot.
Hold on, Chapelwaite, and it's kind of like a prequel to
Wait, okay.
Chapelwaite.
Yeah,
and it's like I don't know if it's meant to be directly a prequel to Salem's Lot, but they talk about Salem's Lot in it at one point, and it has to do with vampires and
gotcha.
Like old-timey ship magnets and creepy houses on the hill. Like it's a good series to watch.
Dope. Oh, so it's a series. Okay, gotcha.
I think so. Let me see.
When you said it, my mind instantly went to like Native American talk. I was like, Chapelwaite.
No.
Chapel. Yeah, hey, how
it's a series. It's a series.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, if you dig Salem's Lot, check that out.
Right on.
And what was it? Midnight Mass? Have you seen Midnight Mass?
No, I have not.
That's another vampire one. It's like a standalone. Takes place on an island, right? And it's a really unique vampire story. It's very original, I think. I loved it.
I'll dig it.
Yeah.
Text me so I don't forget, because you know me.
Midnight Mass, Chapel.
Squirrel.
It's coming to you now.
Another good one. I watched it before this, but I rewatched it again because, like I said, I got a lot of time on my hands. Late Night with the Devil is
okay. So I started to watch that, and I got sidetracked and never went back and finished it.
It's freaking awesome, and they did a really good job of the retro television style. Screenplay, cinematography was good, script was good. I have no qualms with the acting. I think it was all it kind of puts you back in that Johnny Carson feel of late night television. So it did its job. I'll put it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another one. Okay, so here's a Stephen King one I would like to see them remake. Not the sequels. I don't remember particularly caring for the sequels, but it's a good story and it was a good movie. Is Sometimes They Come Back.
Yeah.
I think that doesn't get enough love because it's a good story and it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, movie's decent. So you're a King fan, and as soon as you mentioned that, I can't remember. Was Sometimes They Come Back Again? Was that just a movie, or was that an actual book?
No, that was just a movie.
That was just a movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to see, would be Langoliers. If they could redo Langoliers, that would be dope. Because it was the graphics and the budget, I would say, for that movie was just not.
It wasn't there.
It wasn't as good as it could have been. Yeah.
Yeah, every time I get on an airplane, I think about the Langoliers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How can you not?
That's how you know it was done right. Yeah. And Tommyknockers would be dope, but I think that...
See, I haven't read Tommyknockers, so I don't... because that's kind of aliens, right?
Yeah. It's mining it. It's kind of like what was the one where Desperation. It's kind of like Desperation meets Aliens.
That's interesting.
Shit. Yeah. Because they like go into the mine.
I'll listen to it.
Yeah, they're like checking out the mine, and then they end up running into aliens instead of ancient demons and gods and shit like that.
I think I'd rather read about ancient demons and gods.
Yeah, but I mean, you never know. I mean, that's what could have been aliens.
It brings me right back around to American Gods by Neil Gaiman, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you haven't seen the TV series, check it out. Read the book. Read the book. The book is insane. The TV show is outstanding, but the book is, great as well. And I always advocate reading the book first and then watching whatever film or TV show was made.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I haven't read American Gods, but the series was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I read it. I did it backwards. I saw the series first, and then I read the book. And I wish I had done it in the reverse order, But
yeah.
I have the Graveyard book. I need to read that. And I have a first edition of the Graveyard book even.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be an interesting TV show. Or movie.
What said Tominaga should be a real movie instead of the TV movie we got. I agree.
Oh, there was a movie about Tommyknockers?
It was like same with Langoliers and It. They did
they were made for TV movies.
Yeah, it was like a 4-part mini-series type of crap. Low budget, didn't give a shit. Tim Curry was the only thing that saved it.
So I love King. I love oh God, I'm blanking on I love him. I'm blanking on he wrote Odd Thomas, Dean Koontz. I'd like to see more because they made one Odd Thomas movie, which was outstanding. And unfortunately, the young actor who played Odd was killed, unfortunately. So I do not advocate replacing characters, but that book series is so incredible. I feel so strongly they need to make a whole run of movies about the various book series. And that is one series that I beg you to read is the Odd Thomas series. It is so good. It is so good. And it's a little bit scary. It's got a little psychic stuff going on. It's got a little ghost stuff going on. It's outstanding. But also I'd like to see them redo Watchers. Right? With the serious budget, not this hokey crap that we got in the 80s and 90s. And I'd like to see Twilight Eyes done. Because I think that would be great. Phantoms was good. Now I do like how they did Phantoms, and that's the one with Ben Affleck in the mountain town where everybody disappears. Yeah, that one was pretty good. But I would love to see Twilight Eyes. I'd like to see Watchers with a decent budget and cast, and more Odd Thomas because there's a whole 5 or 6 books I think on Odd Thomas. And if you haven't read the series, I am begging you, go read Odd Thomas. You will love it.
Yeah, Dean Koontz has a weird writing style for me, and I don't know. It's like my brain doesn't capture it properly. But I mean, I'm reading it, and I'm like, no, this is good, but I don't know. Maybe it's just the wording. I don't know. Dean Koontz is hard for my brain to translate into picturism. You know what I mean? Yeah, for some weird reason. I don't know. And I've heard that before on other things too. Like I remember, I think it was a Simpsons episode, and it was like, I think it was Homer or something. He's like, yeah, it's like it's harder to read than a Dean Koontz novel.
Oh,
And I was
come on
like,
now. I like
I was
Dean.
like, I was like, someone else gets it.
He understands my plight.
Yeah, maybe he's, maybe I'm a little too autistic for it. I don't know, but yeah. But okay, so we're at the mark, so we'll wrap her up. What do you got going on? You got any shows going on?
Not this weekend since I'm going on vacation.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'm leaving
you're out and
Saturday
about.
and I ain't coming back till Wednesday. So I'm sure we'll do a show on Thursday. I just don't know what the topic's going to be. Maybe I'll think something up while I'm floating down the river.
Right on. Well, you're not going to be too far away from me, so if I get my car out of the shop anytime soon, it's been in there for like a week getting everything on the undercarriage done.
Did Jen run that into a concrete post too?
Yeah, no, that was the one the boy did. He's like, "Oh, I hit a speed bump," and I'm like, "You don't crack 4 rims, break shock, all 4 shocks and struts, all 4 hubs, control arms, by hitting a speed bump, dude." And like last night, he came over and he's like, I was telling him, giving him that same shit, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, I hit a curb ran over a whole curb doing like 45, 50 miles an hour. I'm like, yeah, thanks for being honest, but now you're going to pay for it all.
Yeah.
I just have to put the money up front.
It's part of adulting.
Yeah. But if so, I might hit you up and meet you out there. Maybe we'll grab some lunch or something.
Yeah. You want to drive that freaking long ass distance. I'm like down by Uvalde.
Yeah, for me, that's not that far.
It's like an hour, a little over an hour outside of San Antonio.
Yeah, I'm only 45 minutes from San Antonio.
So it'd be like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it'd be like 2 hours.
Shit, dude.
I'd come hang out with y'all. Spend a night or something, chill. Bring Jen and the kids.
Sure.
But yeah, so I think, I don't know, you're planning on doing the show on next week. But
yeah, I mean, we'll do a show Thursday. I just don't know what the topic's going to be yet.
Right. Well, if you need any assistance with it, let me know. And I was thinking about kind of continuation with this, but with the celebrity thing, but go into the ghost part of it, because there's a lot of, ghost locations is haunted by celebrities.
Okay.
Which I think would be pretty cool. We could kind of follow it up as a second parter. Because because there's they're like, Frank Sinatra haunts this casino.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool to look into. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Shame. Yeah. All right.
Well, me like that, Dave. I'm trying to be serious. Like what? Me.
Yeah. Do you want not to get thrown off? One of my favorite, what was the Courage the Cowardly Dog? Did you ever see that?
I love Courage. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever see the episode where the big toe, the chick or the dude's big toe, the old man, his big toe gets like fungus on it and becomes the man, Shane, you gotta do it.
The gangster toe, yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. Sorry. Anyway, y'all have a good one.
And I like, that was my favorite cartoon, Courage and Angry Beavers.
I've met a bunch of those in my life.
I imagine so.
All right. Well, thanks for everybody for tuning in. We love you. And come check Monica's spot out on Thursday night, 10 o'clock at Our Paranormal World. And back at the Breezy